In today's video, I'm learning about Hungary, Geography Now Hungary, featuring Nick Uhas, Wikipedia, bro. If you want to have a cool name for your YouTube channel, Wikipedia is like the best ever. So yeah, I'm so excited to learn about this country. Smash that like button. Let's begin. Okay, I never say that, so yeah, sorry.
Have you ever had a strange neighbor that moved into your block with no relatives around, had a weird accent, and had weird decorations posted all over their yard? Yeah, that's basically Hungary.
It's time to
That sounds already fun.
Now! Everybody say hi to my friend Nick. You may have recognized him as the charming scientist from America's Got Talent. Say hi, Nick.
Oh.
So I knew Nick before all that
I don't know
stuff, and I
anything about
collabed with him on
America's
his
Got
YouTube
Talent.
channel, Nickipedia, a while back. Check it out. Subscribe to his channel if you want.
The video we did was really good. It was like micro to macro. It was a really sciencey concept. I thought it turned out great.
So, the cool thing is, Nick is actually part Hungarian. He's super proud of it. He's been to Hungary, so today he's gonna co-host with me.
Question, is there anything that I should know before we start?
Yeah, basically just don't be more likable than me or have better abs and you'll be fine. Hey Nick,
Yeah?
Hungary is so Eastern European, isn't it?
Yeah, they hate it when you say that. And actually, Hungary is a landlocked country located in Central Europe, surrounded by 7 countries. The nation is divided into 19 counties, whereas the capital, Budapest, acts as a separate administrative entity. The largest cities are, of course, Budapest, Debrecen, and Szeged. However, the busiest airports are
Szeged.
Budapest, Debrecen, and Győr International.
Whoa, you totally just took the animation narration.
Yes, I did.
I like this guy. Now, you know me. I love border disputes, anomalies, and territorial confusion. And although today Hungary actually doesn't really have any of those, the interesting thing is that Hungarians like to claim that they are surrounded by themselves due to the fact that there are high concentrated areas of Hungarians that live outside of Hungary in neighboring nations. This is because before World War I, Hungary was like a lot bigger and had a kingdom that spanned all the way from the Croatian coast to a large chunk
Austria-Hungary.
of what is now Western Romania.
After World War I, the Treaty of Trianon cut up over 70% of the land previously held by Hungary and ceded it to its neighboring states, which effectively cut off about a third of ethnic Hungarians still living in those areas. Some of the largest
I
concentrations
had no
are
idea
found in
about
what is
that.
today the southern regions of Slovakia and CK peoples in the central Transylvania regions of Romania.
By the way, Nick, fun side note, the comedian Louis C.K. is actually part Hungarian, but the C.K. part isn't his initials, but the pronunciation derived from C.K.
I get it.
That is so cool, bro. You have no idea. I love Louis C.K. Oh my god, he's he's too funny. Oh my god.
Otherwise, the country is teeming with notable sites and landmarks such as St. Stephen's Basilica
There's also Buda Castle,
and the
Oh,
Vizgard
beautiful.
Royal Castle,
Dioskur and Igor Castle,
the tomb of Gul Baba,
Memento Park,
the Cave Church,
the Citadella,
the Budapest Time Wheel,
the
Wow.
Bacon floating houses,
the
Time Wheel.
Gorsum Ancient Ruins, and the country's most iconic building, the Hungarian Parliament.
Bro, this is the parliament building. I've never seen a parliament building that is in the Gothic style. This is awesome. I definitely need to make a video on the best places to visit in Hungary.
Nick, you've been to Hungary. What do you recommend?
Definitely go to the geothermal baths.
Geothermal baths. Ooh.
Super cool.
Speaking of geothermal activity,
Speaking of geothermal
the more we
activity.
progress through this episode, the more you're going to kind of see how incredibly distinct and set apart Hungary is from the rest of Europe.
For one, most of the entire country lies on the Pannonian
They're definitely gonna say about the language. No, that is related to Finnish. Fun fact, and I'm wearing a Finland shirt, so that's why I know.
Basin, sometimes called the Great Hungarian Plain, nestled between the Carpathian Mountains and the Dinaric Alps, and the Balkan Mountains on every side.
So basically, Hungary is
So
a bowl.
cool.
Yes, I know. Hungary, bowl.
bowl.
The pun possibilities are endless, but we don't got time for that.
Oh
no
my
puns
God.
this time.
Goulash in the bowl.
I feel like in every language, people can make jokes about the name of this country, right? Like in English, they say Hungary. Hungary is like being hungry. In Italian, we always make the joke, like say, what is the longest country of Europe? L'Ungheria, because in Italian, lungo means long. So l'Ungheria, long. It's such a stupid joke, so only kids will laugh at that, but yeah.
Of Hungary. Only about 2% of the country, mostly in the north, is at 300 or more meters above sea level, and the rest is mostly flat in the largest grassland in Europe, the Hortobol.
Wow, that's super interesting. It's surrounded by mountains in neighboring countries, but the country itself is very low. Wow. Super unique,
Likewise, the
actually.
two main and largest rivers, the Danube and the Tisa, are like the lifelines of Hungary as they travel north to south. Just to skip away, the largest lake in all of Central Europe, Lake Balaton, sometimes referred to as the Hungarian Sea. The strange thing about Hungary, though, would have to be the geothermal springs that can be found everywhere.
Budapest having more thermal springs
never
than any other
been to
capital in the
a-
world.
Nick, you're a
One of
sciencey type of
those.
guy. Tell them why there's hot springs in Hungary.
Sure, it's strange because there are no direct fault lines or rifts that pass through Hungary. However, the area lies on a thermal basin not too far from the Eurasian plate that harbors geothermal activity, much like Yellowstone National Park in the US.
Wow.
So what you're saying, Nick, is you don't need to be on a fault line to have geothermal activity, right?
Yes, but most distant spots from activity are not too far from a fault line. Nonetheless, it's kind of like a volcanic blister on Earth.
I learned something. Otherwise, the largest national
hell?
park has eroded limestone karst formations, and nearby, just to the
Big.
west, you can find the tallest mountain, Kekes, only about 1,000 meters high.
Hungary has some of the highest
Love the
quality soil in
pronunciation.
all of Europe, with over 51% arable land.
It allows them to grow a multitude of crops, their favorite one being paprika or pepper.
Oh.
Although
Paprika
popular
comes
all
from
over the
Hungary.
Balkans, paprika is always affiliated with Hungary and Hungarian cuisine. They put it on literally everything: chicken, fish, soup,
I love
sausage,
paprika.
even cake.
Speaking of which, some of the top
Cake.
Hungarian dishes might include
Poppy seed roll,
Goulash.
stuffed cabbage and peppers,
langos,
purkult,
kurtushkalats,
sour cherry soup,
and the national dish everyone knows about, goulash, commonly pronounced
Oh, goulash. That's how you pronounce it.
goulash, which I ate at every Christmas.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my terrible pronunciation. And also the chimney cake that they sell in Prague that is very touristic. And then I discovered that comes from Hungary, actually. The trdelnik. I don't know how to pronounce it.
and keep in mind, almost all these dishes we just mentioned have paprika in them. Speaking of which, I was told you are not Hungarian unless you love tururudi candy bars.
To a Rudy.
You love those?
Huge fan.
Oh, okay.
Huge.
Confirmed.
What a try
That's that.
Hungarians
Hungary's
next.
land makeup.
Now we reach the most strangest and most interesting part, the people.
Strangest part.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Hungarians are such interesting Slavs, aren't they?
And that, kids, is the number one thing to avoid saying to a Hungarian. First of all, the country has about 10 million people and has the largest linguistically isolated people group in Europe. Hey, man. You good, dude?
Yeah, never better. Now this is where things get a little
Finno-Ugric.
tricky because, like we said in the Czech Republic or Czechia episode, the Hungarian census doesn't mandate racial identification upon registration. So what the report says might be a little different from what the actual numbers are, but what it does say, about 86% of the country is ethnically Hungarian, somewhere around 5% are Romani or Gypsy, and the rest are kind of
that's a lot.
unspecified. It's speculated, though, that the unspecified group is most likely made up of Slovaks, Romanians, Germans, Serbs, Poles, and why not, a few Greeks, Turks, Armenians, and probably some more Gypsies.
Also, they use the Hungarian forint, not the euro, despite being in the Eurozone. They use the Type C outlet, and they drive on the
Wait, what's the name of the...
forint, not the euro.
A few Greeks, Turks, Armenians, and probably some more Gypsies.
Also, they use the Hungarian forint, not the
Forint? That is the name of the money. Wow.
euro, despite being in the
the first
Eurozone.
time
They
I
use the
hear
Type
that.
C outlet, and they drive on the right side of the road.
Now, let's get some stuff straight. Who exactly are the Hungarians?
For one, Hungarians have roots that are technically not even originally from Europe.
According to legend, there were two brothers, Magor and Hunor. Hunor was the father of the Huns, Magor was the father of the Hungarians, or the Magyar people. And they were maybe both sons of the Tower of Babel guy from the Bible. This is just what the story claims.
The Huns came in and took over the area in the 5th century, but were eventually expelled.
After the Roman Empire and Germanic tribe stuff, yada yada yada, the Magyar tribes came in around the 9th century from what most historians speculate the Central Asian steppe regions far east past the Ural Mountains in Russia. It is believed they came in to reclaim the lost land of their cousins.
This guy unified the tribes, and thus the first proto-Hungarian state was born from outsiders, from Asia.
So Nick, that means you might have some Central Asian blood in you.
Nice. Does that mean I get a free pass to make some Asian jokes?
You get to make light Asian jokes at the expense of your Hungarian heritage.
What do you call a 5th century Central Asian guy named Gary?
What?
Hungary.
After the Proto-Hungarian state was established, history kind of went like this.
Kings.
Christianity,
Mongols attacked twice.
Turks,
Habsburgs.
1848 Revolution,
Empire with Austria.
World War I Treaty of Trianon.
World War II, join the Axis.
Bad idea.
Soviets come in and BAM!
Bad
Eastern
idea.
Bloc communism.
1956 Revolution.
Soviets retaliate.
Bam! Soft communism.
1980, end of communism. And finally, the EU.
Done.
The Hungarian language is strange. The only two relatives that exist are the Hunti and Mansi languages. languages, found in the Hanti-Mansi Autonomous Okrug, far east past the Ural Mountains in Russia.
Now, because this place was the birthplace of all Uralic languages, that means it's possible that the Finns and Estonians might be far off distant cousins of the Hungarians. But it's so far off and removed that it's kind of like...
Yeah, actually, you know what? The languages are not intelligible at all, but it sounds similar. It sounds like... I don't know. When I hear Hungarian people speaking, it's like they're speaking gibberish Finnish. And I feel like it must be the same way for you when you hear Finnish or Estonian speaking.
That one black guy that shows up at your family reunion that you have no idea how you're related to. I actually have two of those. What up, Charlie and Andre?
Eventually, the people developed Hungarian Turanism in the 19th and 20th centuries as a counter-movement against the domineering Pan-German and Pan-Slav cultures, or just Europeans in general, that surrounded them.
It all had to do with embracing their identity that tied them with Central Asia. They take it pretty seriously. Some places even use the ancient Hungarian rovas or runic script on city billboards.
In 2007, they even started the Kurultai, an event that invites Central Asian steppe nomadic peoples in the first week of August with the intention to bind closer with their far-off distant cultural relatives.
People from Mongolia to Uzbekistan, even South Korea show up every year and participate.
Otherwise, Hungarian culture in itself today is saturated with unique customs and tradition.
There are too many to mention, but some universal ones include splashing women with water on Easter Monday,
or how on St. Nicholas Day kids put out their boots to get gifts,
or how they throw lentils at each other on New Year's.
Don't forget the Busho Mask Festival,
or how a bride will get kidnapped at her wedding and the groom has to perform a task.
That sounds super Central Asian, to be honest. I feel like they have... Now, if I'm not mistaken, they have the same traditions in Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan.
To get her back.
The kidnappings, they're so beautiful.
Yeah, just wait till we get to the Kyrgyzstan episode. One sport
you
is
see.
water polo. They have the best performance at the World Water Polo Cup. Even though they are landlocked, they are amazing in the water.
We're like ducks. Music has
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That's being played in the pool, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, they have so many of the hot springs, so it makes sense.
It's played a huge role in Hungary since classic times to the modern Sziget Festival, one of the largest and most popular in all of Europe.
Otherwise, some notable people of Hungarian descent might include people like
Rubik Erno,
Viktor Orban,
Biro Laszlo,
Robert Capa,
Harry Houdini,
John Van Neumann,
Maria Turkis,
Jaja Gabor,
Bela Lugosi,
although the Romanians might claim him too, as well as numerous scientists, artists, musicians, and athletes.
Scientists, right here. Scientists.
All right, Nick, ready to close this down with one more segment. Let's do it!
The Friend Zone!
Now, Hungary might have an isolated culture, but definitely not an isolated social status.
Definitely a popular kid.
Yeah. First of all, they like to call Austria their brother-in-law, because even though things got ugly a few times, and yes, the Habsburgs did try to kind of Germanize them, so much history and cooperation has linked these two. They even teamed up and opened their borders to East Germany to help the people escape to the west side during Cold War times.
Now, despite the Ottoman times, Turkey is actually kind of the wild card friend that you wouldn't expect. Not only because they have distant technical ancestral lines, but Turkey also left its mark by leaving various historical sites and buildings in Hungary. They also take part in the Kurultai, and trade is cordial.
Finland and Estonia are kind of like the new, curious, I guess maybe we're related cousins. They never really thought about each other until just a few centuries ago. They encounter maybe once a year and just kind of nod with a small smirk when they're in the presence of each other. Now, when it comes to their best friend, Nick, I've heard a lot of things from other Hungarians. Who do you think is the best friend of Hungary?
Paprika.
Countries.
Oh! Poland!
Yes!
They even have a Polish-Hungarian Friendship Day on March 23rd. Both countries have shared ties since the Middle Ages. Their rulers often intermarried and exchanged headship. They fought numerous battles together side by side, supported each other's revolutions, struggled together under Soviets, and came out together even closer than ever.
In conclusion, pretty much all of Europe has some kind of consistency in terms of land regions and people groups, but then you get this strange geothermal basin with Central Asian descended weird talking people that kind of just came out of nowhere who would eventually build an identity and story that would last through the ages.
Stay tuned, Iceland is coming up next.
All right, Rich, shoot.
All right,
let's get some lunch.
All right.
You hungry?
Nah!
I knew he was gonna say that. Oh my god. Took him a while to get to that joke. This was a great episode, actually. Yeah, and they even fucked up because it was Honduras the next episode. Love that. Great stuff. I want to definitely learn more about it, so yeah, if you can share more information, I would really appreciate it. And in the future, I'm going to also check out the most beautiful places to visit and food. If there's other videos they want me to check out, maybe history, historical events, definitely let me know which, and then I will try my best to bring you another reaction video featuring just that. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.